Is there something about me that bothers you that like at the end of the day you're like, fuck, I can't, like, why?
No, not that like really has brought to my attention, you know. I obviously you're you and you're pushy and you're
There we go.
confident though about it. You're a very
Tell me, do you think about me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the podcast. Another episode of a one-man show featuring the three amigos. We got Pearson. Hey. We got Adelia. Hey. And we have 100,000 subscribers. Finally, we hit it.
Hey! Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you all for subscribing. It's a big, big week for me personally. I'm releasing my third single of 2020 entitled Bad Season.
Boo! Oh.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on my third song?
So, I just want to ask one question.
By the way, it comes out Friday.
Oh, Friday?
Yeah.
Where can we download it?
Everywhere. Spotify. I'll link it in the description. Pre-order it right now. I'm giving away $50, 10 of them, Amazon gift cards, so $500 total if you pre-order it and tag me on Instagram.
Can I sign up for this giveaway?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, you're my friend. You should buy it anyway.
Can I just Venmo you like what is it, $1.99, $2.99?
It's 99 cents.
You know what?
Can I just Venmo
Fuck you, man. I'm going to go trade some Amazon stock. I'm going to make more than that. Okay, so Bad Season. Tell me about this.
It's about being in a toxic relationship.
First question.
What?
Sorry, I'm not done yet. Did it have anything to do with, per se, a bad season in your life?
No. Not specifically a season.
Tell me about it.
No, it's about being in a toxic relationship. What's interesting is my old roommate Grady Forkin, we went to high school together and he lived with me out here. He used to describe his relationship in seasons, where he'd be like, oh yeah, me and my girl are just going through like a rough season right now. And I was like, that's really kind of weird that you say that. What do you mean season? He's like, oh, you have good seasons and you have bad seasons. And I was like, that's interesting. And he would like give me guidance during my relationship. And then, you know, I liked that idea to write a song about it. And when I went to the session, I was like, yeah, like, why don't we talk about this bad season? And let's with the writer I was talking, like, let's resolve it. Like, you know, we go through these bad seasons and, you know, we get over them. We have a lot of good ones, whatever. And she's like, well, what if you don't want to? And I was like, oh, that's kind of a good angle on it. Mm. Like, how many bad seasons are you willing to put up with before you end a relationship? I feel like, and that's what that's what the song talks about. It's like kind of coming to the realization that like you're not actually meant to be together because love is blind and you think you are meant for someone, but like, and you fight so hard, but in the reality, like you've been through so many bad seasons, it's just like you got to give up at some point. Yeah, and that's what the song's about.
Can you talk about a specific relationship that this pertains to? Or
I mean, I've only been in one.
Pearson, come on, get it together.
So you could put two and two together. I mean, look, you know, I learned a lot from my relationship, but I think both of us realized we're not meant to be together. So that's why we ultimately ended things. And the song is kind of just about that. Like, yeah, what if you don't want to work things out because you've been fighting so long for each other? She fought for me. I fought for her. I gave up at one point. Like, I'll admit that. My faults in the relationship. I wasn't the best. I wasn't putting in any effort. So, you know, I'm sure the song could speak for her as well. And it's interesting because I wrote the song in August, and then Bieber came out with his like docu-series on YouTube, and he called it Seasons.
Oh,
and it's kind of about the seasons in his life, and it's crazy. It must be like a religious thing because Grady, he's into like teen life and whatnot. Yeah. And Bieber obviously is too. I think that they learned the thing about seasons from that. But yeah, it was interesting that he structures his life in like seasons.
Coming from a religious background, that is definitely a verb or language that you use when you're Christian, I think.
Right.
I think we talk about seasons, a season of our life that was one way, and we tried to change it and make it another way, and then we moved into the next season of our life. But when do you know that it's the end of that season for you?
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with that. I don't know, when you kind of give up. I mean, it's been so long. I don't really remember, you know, what I was feeling at the time, that I was feeling that way. But I don't know. What would you say? What's the end of it all for you? I think being in my first relationship, I definitely gave it more chances. Yeah. And from my end, at least, now moving forward, I know what, like, if I see something right off the bat, I'm like, boom, nah, no.
What are your red flags?
What are my red flags? Dude, you can't fucking put me on the spot with this shit.
Cam, this is your song, baby. Let's go. I want to hear.
I'm not gonna call people out. I don't like.
You don't have to call anyone specific out, but
yeah, but there's only one person. Like I know what I don't want in a relationship.
I know, but like let's talk about what people, because we're talking about it. This is a song that they're going to listen to. They're going to hear keywords in it and understand what it means. But at the same time, I think people need to know for themselves what are the red flags we should look for in a relationship. So you need to give.
I think being complacent, that's in the first line. Mm-hmm. Having a lot of expectations, that's in the first line.
Yeah. And by the way, this goes for every party. We're not just pointing fingers at somebody.
Yeah. Not fixing problems, I guess. That's what I talk about too, is like keeping having the same, like some of the lyrics are keep having the same conversations. Like we're trying to fix the same shit, but like we're not getting anywhere. So continuously trying to like fix things and never fixing them. And it goes for me, it goes for her, whatever.
Do you think that people don't want to, do you think that the reason it doesn't get fixed is because they never wanted to fix it in the first place?
I think people need to change. I think you can only change yourself. Yeah, people can't change you, and you can only change if you want to change, like proactively want to change. And I actually didn't even realize that I wanted to change until I was out of my relationship. And I started reading books, and I was like, damn, I really got to fucking change.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that I need to take accountability for and work on, and that's what I learned.
What were some of the things that you needed to do?
I've talked about it on so many podcasts back in the day. I don't even
really.
I don't want to get into it.
Fair enough.
There's so many things, like my weight being one of them, like, you know, being better to people, for sure.
Makes sense. Adelia, what about you?
I've been single for 4 years.
Why do you think that is? What are you looking for? Are you looking? I know there was a point in time where you definitely were looking.
Yeah.
And you might actively still be looking.
Yeah, there's like points in my life where I'm like on and off about it. Like I'm looking and then I'm not looking and then I'm looking. Right now, I'm not looking.
And that's when it comes and hits you. I think, what is it that people think that they are, like they want to be in a relationship?
It feels desperate. I think that's why it's not attractive.
The thing with me that I'll never understand is the people that jump from relationship to relationship to relationship with no time off, like you, 4 years, me, a year or whatever, how long it's been. And it happens a lot. I don't know I'm sure it happens in real life, but I always see it in like celebrity relationships, even like Ariana Grande goes from dating this guy to this guy to this guy. And it's like, that's not fucking healthy.
No.
But like we sit here and the tabloids talk about it as like a story, but they don't really approach it like, damn, does this girl have like dependency issues on like having someone there for her?
Yeah.
Why hasn't she been single for, I'm not like calling her out, but I'm just saying like a lot of celebrities, it seems like, you know, even fucking Miley Cyrus and Hemsworth.
Yeah.
They get divorced and then 2 weeks later she's dating Cody Simpson.
Yeah, that was weird.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not healthy.
They like just get over it real fast.
Yeah, I think that feels like you're going into fuck buddy zone just to erase the relationship and the feeling of discomfort that people don't lean into. Yeah. That's the problem. People don't lean into the pain, and the pain is what's healthy, and that's how you heal. But if you're constantly moving, you can't feel it. And if you're constantly fucking, then you really don't feel it because you've got dopamine just splashing across your brain. Right. So I think the problem is that people don't like being uncomfortable.
Will people that jump from relationship to relationship ever feel the pain or no?
I mean, yeah, they will to an extent, but never the way that they should.
Why do you think they need to feel the pain if they can just jump and ignore it?
Hey, listen, you can do whatever you want with your life. That's fucking great. Good.
Because I have my theory. I think that you grow and you become a better person from feeling it.
Absolutely, you do.
And you change. You're not going to change if you don't feel the pain.
You get deeper as a person. You have more empathy. You challenge yourself on every level because you go through your dark night of the soul every time you end a relationship because you're addicted. I mean, chemically, you are addicted. That is scientifically backed up. And then you go from an addiction to cutting it off cold turkey. Imagine what that does to your brain. The same way, like if you're addicted to cocaine or something else, that's a really hard transition. Dopamine's a really strong drug in your brain. Same with oxytocin, same with serotonin. That's what's being released. When you cut that off, you're not
Love processing. Is an addiction.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like gambling. You have to go through the stages of grief. You have to go through the stages, like the 12 steps.
Mm-hmm.
But how is love an addiction when it's not like chemically induced? Or is it?
It is.
Okay.
It's totally chemically induced. It's dopamine when you have sex. It's dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and norepinephrine are being splashed across your brain. And then every time you touch somebody, that has like an oxytocin release effect, but specifically oxytocin is the love drug that your body releases to chemically attach to people. And that's why you feel depressed, and that's why you feel sad every time you leave a friend or divorce or break up with somebody.
How can you fix that? You can't?
Can't. You got to work through it. Your brain has to reset the neural pathways by constantly every day pushing itself to retrack your steps and find itself through itself without somebody else.
This is kind of what I was talking about with you when I sent you that long text message about, your brain. I'm teaching her like about the business and YouTube and whatnot. And she's been taught to think a certain way. And as was I before I started doing this for 20 plus years. So like when you I rewired my brain. Not that I'm like trying to rewire. I'm just trying to get you to think differently in terms of creating content. It's a tough thing to do because you've been taught one thing for so long.
Right.
That like, why is it that our brains are like, we're so set that this is the way and we're not open to the other way. You know what I'm saying?
This is something that gets me a lot. Like, and you guys please input on this because this is purely subjective. I think people are so fucking ego driven and we're so egocentric and narcissistic that we cannot let go of our opinion. And that's really what it is. Even if we think it's factual, it's still, for the most part, when it comes to politics, when it comes to religion, when it comes to anything that's not purely truth, even though you can say it's truth or whatever.
Yeah.
It's an opinion. And that's what it is. If it's different for you, then it's different for me. So that's just both of our opinions. But we cannot let it go. And then we die on those hills.
I never will understand why people are so forceful of their opinions on other people.
Yeah.
Like if you think a certain way, dude, that's fine.
Great. Good for you.
Like, go do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to think this way. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. But I probably come from a slightly different camp as far as I want to be challenged because I want to know what the actual truth is in the situation. So like, I want to come to you and be like, Mark, I think this one thing, I think YouTube sucks. And you go, no, YouTube's fucking great. You should get on it. And I'm like, okay, tell me why. Okay. And then you list off the reasons. But I always want to know why, but also like, we don't have to hate each other over it.
100%. That's the thing too, is like, I see people with politics especially.
Yeah, dude.
Whether you support the president or you don't support the president, I see people just arguing back and forth, and it's like they hate each other because, especially in LA, if someone supports Donald Trump publicly, they're hated.
Oh, for sure.
Like hate. But you never hear someone, I never see it at least, like a Donald Trump supporter on Instagram talking shit to a person that's like, fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah, I've seen that, but.
Oh, you have? I haven't.
But no, I agree.
It's war though. I mean, Facebook is the place for like
hate,
like hardcore political hate. Facebook is that platform.
It's so nuts.
It's so crazy. People go back and forth on there, bro.
Well, we talked about this a little bit. We haven't talked about it as much, but like you see the pendulum swing every election or every religious leader that comes through. It's either we hate them or we love them, depending on what party they stand behind.
Right.
And if you're a Republican, then you hate the Democratic candidate no matter what.
No matter what.
It doesn't matter if they said good shit.
Yeah.
You hate them. And if you're a Democrat, you hate the Republican president or candidate no matter what. You're just taught to hate the candidacy or the party and not the person.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we are in a democracy, but it's like we're taught to like one and hate the other.
Why?
Like from the start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. If there was a solution to that, we would probably have world peace.
I think that's probably, actually, yeah. I think that's why I like probably Elon Musk so much, because he never really gets politically involved as much as he does get futuristically involved.
I get it that like our opinions make us who we are and stuff, and it's good to have viewpoints and perspective and values and stuff. But it gets to the point too, it's like, why does it matter so much? Like
we're gonna die.
Yeah.
We're gonna die.
Like if you look at it like that, like there's very few people on the planet that make a huge impact on humanity. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's great if you're one of those people.
Yeah.
You probably list them, less than 100 out of however billion people there are make a huge impact on humanity.
Yep.
So like at the end of the day, we're all just along for the ride, mostly. Mm-hmm. So like I don't get why people stress so damn hard when you look in the grand scheme of things, is we're like a fraction of life. Like
Literally.
we're not even a fraction of like the world.
Didn't they say if they put the entirety of the universe on a year-long calendar, we would be like 1 second of the
year.
365-day calendar? That's how long humans have been alive in the scope of the universe. That's 1 second. Or
Wow.
maybe even if it was 1 week, that's still not that much. It's nothing.
It's interesting. I mean, we could go on and on about the topic of like humans and why we're like the dominant species in life. I don't understand any, like, it's so crazy.
It is crazy. I just think like
how is not a herd of like birds just attacked all of us and destroyed us?
Dude, I would love that.
You seen
like
that Alfred Hitchcock?
Bro, I want that to happen.
Just birds all come out of the sky and start attacking you and kill you.
What if Adelia is one of the birds
She's
that
spying.
was sent by the government back in 1980? All the birds were wiped off the face of the earth, and Adelia's were returned in favor. Adelia, what do you think?
No comment.
Holy shit, she is one of them. No, okay, so here's something. It bothers me. Religion and politics in general. Why can't we find a way to agree to disagree and then also acknowledge, right? Here's something that's weird to think about.
Yo, guys, I interrupt this episode of the podcast to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Bespoke Post. I'm hooking you guys up with 20% off your membership. It is a monthly membership service, $45 a month, and you get something every month with $75 of value. It is linked at the top of the description. Go sign up and use my code 2men20 at checkout. That's TWOMEN20 at checkout. It is a box of awesomeness, and Pearson is holding my box of awesome right now. The beer making kit. A lot of you guys are bored in quarantine and you want something to do. Guess what we're doing?
Drinking beer, baby.
We're making beer.
We're making beer and drinking
How
it.
many people can say that they make their own beer? You can do it if you sign up for Bespoke Post. There's a bunch of other things too. Like I got a traveler's bag. They got this sick ass bag that holds all of your stuff, and also a suit. You know those like suit fold up bags.
Ooh.
Pearson knows what's up. We're already dressed proper and everything.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, guys, hooking you guys up with 20% off. Use code 2men20 TWOMEN20 and click the link in the description. $45 a month, and you get $75 in value.
Let's go.
You could skip at any time, and if you get a box that you don't like, you send it back and you get your money back. No questions asked.
None.
Sign up, guys.
Sign up.
Join the gang.
Join the gang.
Like I said, that's 20% off using code 2men20 TWOMEN20 at checkout at boxofawesome.com. 2men20 at checkout for 20% off your first box.
A lot of religions have died over the years. Same with political ideas, same with ideas in general. Like years ago, it was totally cool to stone somebody, right?
Like eye for an eye.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think the future is going to look like? You know, with our religions, with our politics, is there a future where, say, Christianity, Catholicism, and being Muslim is over, right? Mm-hmm. Is there a future where we have that, or is there just continuous religiousness that constantly evolves? Because Christianity is what, 2,000 years old? Each of these religions have a start and stop
point,
date.
Yeah. It's interesting, man, and that's why I don't really like get into the religion talk, is because there's so many different religions. So like, how do you know who's right?
Well, even in religion, there's different sects of that religion.
Yeah, so it's like, who's right? Who's telling the truth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know who's telling the truth? There's a lot of questions, and it's like, that's what faith is, I guess, what it comes down to. What do you believe?
Right.
It's hard for me because I'm very need to see it to believe it.
Right.
Like, in everything in life, it's just like, yeah, I'll take your word for it,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to be 100,000% concrete on something that I can't prove.
Would you say you're agnostic then, or do you subscribe to a religion?
What does agnostic mean?
Agnostic means you believe that there is a higher power, but you can't prove it is one thing or another.
Yeah, I believe there's a God, like something, someone created us.
Yeah.
I don't think that we just collided with another Earth-looking thing, and then we became humans.
Right.
You know, like, I don't know. It's weird. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really know enough about like science. I don't know enough about religion, but
What about you, Delia? What do you think?
Yeah, I believe there's someone up there somewhere. I grew up, Lutheran?
Okay.
I grew up being Lutheran, so we obviously believed in Jesus Christ the Lord.
Yeah.
So I always, but when I got older, I was like, because, I would hear left and right different things, like my friends would be different religions, and or my Jewish friends or all that. So I don't know. I definitely believe that there's something, but
When was the last time both of you went to church?
wow.
Sorry, Dad.
Like high school.
In high school, I used to go every single Sunday to teen mass.
On Wednesday. Did you go to Wednesdays?
Sometimes on Wednesdays. I had to go to confession. And then when I went to college, I stopped going because I was on my own time. But
and did you give it up because you didn't see value in it, or did you give it up just because like the routine and structure wasn't there?
Yeah, I didn't,
Yeah, I was super involved, so involved.
My time was more valuable.
Yeah.
And my dad always gets on me for that, You always make time for
Mr. Dohner.
for Jesus.
Good for you. Get him.
I might not even put any of this in.
Dude, put it in. This is interesting to talk about because nobody, like our millennials don't go to church. Like half of my friends stopped going, even if they are like full-blown Christian or Catholic or Muslim or anything. They don't go to any type of synagogue or anything.
How do you make going to church cool? Because I think that's what needs to happen, right? Like,
you have to have
you
a
need
reason.
to make it fun.
Yeah.
Church as a kid sucks.
Yeah.
Because you sit in the same spot for an hour, then you stand, and then you sit, and that's why kids don't want to go.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Dude, it's boring as
So
hell.
how can you make it exciting? I actually really enjoyed going to the teen life masses. Is that what they were called? They had like a rock band. They were like, you would sing songs together. All your friends would be there. It was like more of a social event. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I can get behind this. A lot of people are believing the same thing as me. We're all having a good time. But then you go to Christmas on Easter, and it's so formal, like suit and tie, like. So it's just like,
say hi to your friends.
I get it. Yeah, we need to be respectful.
Right.
But also, like, how can we make it fun and not like a lecture?
Yeah.
Because no one likes getting lectured.
Definitely not. I think it sucks. It's boring as hell. I remember waking up every Sunday and that was the one day you wanted to sleep in and you're just like, oh, I don't want to go. The only reason I want to go is to see my friends. That's it.
Well, I used to go to, mine was at 5 p.m. That was like the teenager one.
Yeah.
And that was fun. Like, it was dope.
That is dope. But why, it was dope because of the entertainment value, right?
Yeah, it was a social. It was like, okay, cool. Like, if my peers believe this, I can get behind what they believe too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we have more influence for each other than, a parent telling us what to do.
Yeah.
Because when a parent tells you what to do, you're like, you want to do the opposite.
Right.
Hey, do this. Well, I don't want to do that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But if like you're a peer, someone like, what's actually interesting to me, and we can get on this topic. I feel like, and I've always wondered this, why do we treat the people we love the most the worst?
Ooh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you're probably your true colors show when you hang out with your sister, right?
Yeah.
You would never say things to me that you would say to your sister. Why is that?
Just because I'm more comfortable around her. She's my sibling. I literally grew up with her.
Like she can't leave you, so she's
like,
stuck with you.
Right,
so
pretty
it's
much.
torture is what it is.
But why is that? Why don't we treat the people around, like the people that we're supposed to love the most, the best?
Yeah, the most kindness.
We
We treat total strangers like fucking saints.
Right. I don't know. I couldn't answer that. Maybe you want your friends to like you, to keep you around.
Wouldn't they like you more if you're more honest with them, though?
I don't know.
Adelia, share your opinions and thoughts with us.
I don't have an opinion on that. I literally don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Because, I used to think about this. I'm like, God, I'm a dick to my mom and dad whenever they call me. Like, I don't want to talk to them. I went through that phase when I was out here.
It's because they're always going to love you, though.
Yeah, but they're not always going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And it's like, you should treat the people that always will love you the best. You know what I'm saying? And I really shifted my perspective on that. Like, I make time to call my mom and dad every single day. I talk to them. And I need to talk to my brothers and sisters more. And this is like bringing it to my attention. But like, we got to make time for the people in our lives that literally got us to where we were. And I mean, obviously some people, obviously probably don't have a close relationship with their parents, and that's
Yeah.
sucks. But yeah, I don't know.
What is the strategy on that though? Outside of just doing it, but
What's the strategy?
yeah, how do you change your mindset on that?
Like I said, you got to wake up one day and the switch has got to flip where it's like, okay, yeah, I need to treat my accountability.
Yeah.
I haven't been the best son. I'm not reaching out to my mom and dad.
Yeah.
I'm not visiting them enough.
How cool is that?
Admit guilt.
Yeah, that they reach out to us all the time, even though we're little pieces of shit. Dude,
Right?
I would hate me as a child. I think I'm a pretty good kid as a whole overall. I know I am.
Yeah.
But I still would be like, man, that little piece of shit. Like,
Right.
fucking call him 7 times and he calls me back once because he thinks his time is so important. But I've got him by 30 years and I've got wisdom and knowledge and fucking raised that little shit. You know? How ungrateful are we at times? That's
So
wild.
much. And I mean, even in my vlog that I'm posting today, I asked my parents, I was like, hey guys, can you vlog? I want to incorporate you guys in my vlog somewhere. And I think it'd be funny for you guys to vlog.
Yeah.
Sure. They'll do it for me right away.
Right.
They sent footage and like, obviously I'm going to make fun of them in it. But like I was sitting there watching and I'm like, damn, like I'm fucking so lucky to have them as parents. Like
Yeah.
they're so proud of me and they support me so much. I need to treat them better.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there and I was like, damn, like if my parents can sit here and film a video on their phone and send it to me to put it in my vlog, it also made me aware, like, if you're watching this, why the fuck can't you make a video if you want to? If you've been wanting to make a video,
Yeah.
like they made content.
Literally.
They're 65 years old and they made fucking content.
For real.
And I made it mad entertaining because I'm a good editor.
Right.
But like, so can you at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all have a phone. If you're watching this, you have a fucking phone.
Dude, for real. You have a phone that shoots 4K footage. I shot on like 420p on my
Right.
fucking first camera and it was trash. We filmed on tape, VHS tape. Like,
Yeah, like
we have the opportunity in the world.
sucks. It's cool though. It's like an artistic thing from the time. Like I love looking at old VHS stuff, and I'm like,
For sure.
you know, I'm glad we captured it like that.
Yeah.
Because like futuristically too, bro, nothing's tangible anymore. It's like all in a fucking cloud. And what if that goes down? Then all your shit's gone. Like you don't have those photos. It's like
Yeah.
if a house would burn down. But the likelihood of like your phone crashing and you losing all your photos is way higher than your house burning down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
for
it's
sure.
like we put so many memories on this phone. And that's something that I even said the other day. I was like, I want to take more photos just to take them, not for Instagram.
Yeah.
Because we're always sharing. Like, that's why I think David Dobrik's dope with like, he does like his David's disposables. He like takes it around and like, yeah, he shares them, but he prints them all out and he saves them. And like, we need to do more human shit. Cause I feel like
We get caught up.
we get caught up.
Yeah.
And I think that the coronavirus too, like shows us that we take so much shit for granted. And it shows us what we really need in life. I was looking today at my bank statements. I haven't fucking spent shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the fuck was I spending money when I was out and about living life?
Yep.
Do I really need that shit? Because I'm fucking surviving.
Yeah.
What was I buying? You said to me the other day, you're like, yeah, I haven't spent anything.
Yeah.
What are we buying? Like, we don't need the shit.
We really don't. It's wild. My credit card bill has been cut into like a fifth of what it was.
Yeah.
I think the big thing was I personally paid for all my friends' shit.
Yeah. 100%. I did the same thing.
I was like, oh, dinner's on me.
Yeah.
Or drinks are on me. Or
Why do you do that?
I want my friends to feel taken care of and feel like they can enjoy themselves. Because I know a lot of them don't have it as good as I do. And I know the feeling of not being able to pay for yourself. And it's like, no, it's all good.
Right.
And
But you don't owe any obligation of them.
I don't. No, but I think if I see people actually out there hustling and working and trying, the key point being trying, not people that are taking advantage of somebody else and like really going out and like putting their best foot forward. I see that as it's a blessing to them. For me to buy their food, because I know that exact feeling of being like, I'm going to go to this dinner. I'm going to only order water and say I'm on a fast. And that's what I'd do every time I'd go to dinner because I couldn't afford dinner at, Maggiano's or wherever, what's a good steak place? Craig's here in LA.
Yeah. Mastro's.
Boa's Steakhouse. And the bill was $300 every time.
No, I used
or
to do
even
that
more.
back in the day when I was hanging out with like Logan and Lance and all them. These guys had all this big money Vine shit.
Yeah.
And we would go to the dinner and I would like they're like, all right, let's split it. Everybody throw their credit cards in. And they ordered fucking the whole menu. And I'm sitting there like, hey guys, I can only buy.
I've got negative $20
but you don't say
in my
anything.
bank account.
Yeah, but you don't say anything because you're like, okay, yeah, like everybody's putting their card in, but then you're fucking sweating.
Yeah. So I see that as an opportunity to relieve that pressure from my friends so they can come hang out with me and enjoy some of the accoutrement of life that it can offer when you do have some success.
Right. Costs $0 to be a good human being. How are some ways that someone not as fortunate in your, do you expect something in return?
Yeah.
What?
Love.
Love me.
What's that?
Love me.
Love me. Give me
Because I'm very similar to you. I like doing nice things for other people. I always have. I like surprising people with gifts, like paying for their dinner, doing nice. But why? I don't have to.
I mean, everybody expects something. Let's be honest. Everybody that says they're like, I do it from the freedom of my heart. I'm like, yeah, fuck off. I'm sorry, you don't. Like, you do. But at the end of the day, if you did that every day for a year straight and you kept buying this person and they showed you nothing but ungratitude, you get annoyed, right?
Yeah.
So it's at the end of the day, we're all looking for some form of gratitude. But I think the best way to do it is to not look for anything so that way you're never disappointed when people don't show what you've expected of them.
Right. Have no expectation.
No expectation.
Getting on a serious subject here. Is Kim Jong-un alive or dead?
Who the heck is that?
That boy got clapped.
The leader of North Korea.
I have a feeling, and this is not, I'm not trying to make a joke about anybody dying because that's a horrible thing. But also, I do have a feeling that he is definitely dead.
And they're covering it up?
They're covering up, man. Come on.
Did you see his sister?
Dude, his sister is
Hot.
so hot.
Really?
Dude, she is a fox.
Can I see a photo, please?
Yo, what's up, Mrs.
Yo,
Oon?
back in my high school days, I used to have a very strong Asian fetish. Like I was only into Asian chicks. Like there was this one like Pacific Islander Filipino girl. I was like,
yeah.
she was fire. You know who you are. I still memorize her phone number, bro, because I didn't have a cell phone, so I to this day could tell her phone number.
Yo,
it's because I had to call her every time from my mom's phone or whatever. That's wild. I just thought of that. Holy shit.
So Mrs. Ms. Oon, she's single now. So you want to
who?
Miss
Kim Jong-un. I think I'll pass on that one.
Why not? Why though? I mean, she's the leader of a country, bro.
Do you think she'll change it around? People can't leave that country, bro.
They can't leave that country. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. But
honestly, I don't even want to talk about it because they could come for me.
They're coming for you, not for me though, because I think she's hot as hell. What's up, girl? How you doing?
I do too. Yo, I have a question. This is a good talk.
Yo, come for me though, for real.
This is a good talk for you, Pearson. So that new Netflix show, if you guys are familiar, it's called Too Hot to Handle. It's a dating show. You can't hook up on it. My friend actually is on it, the girl Francesca. And I was looking. When I met her, she had like 400K followers, right? Mm-hmm. Show goes on Netflix. She's got 3 million in like a week and a half. Woo! Blows up. Her boyfriend, how many did you say he had?
Like 600,000.
Yeah, like 600K a couple days ago. And now he's got 2.4 million.
Jesus.
What does this say? Netflix to modern television. I looked up The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Not even close. And they're the fucking stars of the show. The Bachelor, Colton from 2 years ago, 2 million. The Bachelor last year, Peter, 2 million. These people were on a show. They weren't even the stars.
Yeah.
And they blew up to 3 million and 2.4 million in a week and a half.
That's
on
nuts.
fucking 7 episodes. Mm-hmm. The Bachelor's a whole fucking summer or whatever.
And they can't do sex to each other?
Yeah, like they can't.
So what does that tell you? Does that tell you something about America, or does that tell you something about Netflix versus television, like being so live and television being dead?
Yeah.
Are we attracted more so to shows about sex rather than true love? I'm putting that in air quotes on The Bachelor, true love. What does that say? Why do we like two people that are not even the star of a show more than the star of the show who's looking for a wife?
Wait, so those two have more followers than the actual
Bachelor?
Oh, wait, but okay,
I'm not
hold on, wait, I'm confused. We're talking about the Love Island thing?
Too Hot to Handle, yeah.
Too Hot to Handle?
Versus The Bachelor.
Okay. I mean, as far as the Netflix question, I mean, I've said this for years now, which people didn't agree with me and they still won't agree with me, but old Hollywood is transitioning.
Yeah.
It is dying, and I'm sorry to say it like that, but literally our older generation of Hollywood filmmakers are dying. And we aren't going to have films in the traditional sense anymore. It is moving to new media. That is how we are going to view as a generation. I mean, think about how many hours a day you spend watching TV like this.
Look at your screen time right now, all of us.
All right.
This is bad.
Yo, I did this in a pitch meeting as I had all the executives look at our screen time.
Oh gosh.
What's yours?
What my
Adelia?
average? 8 hours and 29 minutes.
Woo!
Oh,
What's
That's
it
a
on,
lot.
though?
How
What's
do you
it
look
on?
at? How do you find it?
You just go to settings and it says
Downtime.
screen time.
See all activity.
5 hours, 57 minutes for me.
For what?
Oh, it just went up. 6.5 hours
On what?
on screen time. Here's what I'm going to take out of that because I talk on the phone with Pearson all morning on FaceTime, so that counts towards it. So I could take 2 hours off of that. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm at 11 hours and 20 minutes, but I spend 8 hours of that on a live trading platform.
So like, how many hours? All right, go. Most used. What's your most used? Mine's Instagram. 5 hours.
Yeah, mine's YouTube, but that
Wait,
doesn't
how do
count
you
because that's
see that?
literally for stock trading.
Yeah, yeah.
So Instagram 4 hours 31 minutes.
What's
Text
yours?
messages 3 hours. TikTok 2 hours.
How do you see that?
Go click see all activity.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you your Instagram and TikTok are fire.
Instagram is fire.
How
That's
many?
It.
What is it? Say the
10
hours.
hours and 19 minutes.
10 hours, Adelia.
Jesus Christ.
So what does that tell you? Use less Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to have to work on your...
My TikTok, 39 minutes.
damn, son.
My
We gotta we
TikTok,
gotta pump those
31
numbers up.
minutes
Yeah.
too.
We got to pump those numbers up,
I
fellas.
know.
We got to...
That is absolutely crazy.
Snapchat is my third.
Really?
Yeah, stop
you doing on Snapchat?
snapping. What?
Everybody
Yes.
starts snapping Adelia. We're trying to find out what she's
Guys,
doing.
comment down below. What is your screen time? And don't be ashamed of it. You know, we just opened up. That's kind of embarrassing. Like, no lie. Like, fucking Adelia spends 10 hours. Well, that's total, actually.
That's just, that's an average.
So divide that by, what is it today? Tuesday? So 3 days. So Adelia spends
So today
a
was
little over 3 hours a day
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Wait. Daily average?
That's a lot, though.
Yeah.
I spend an hour and 45 minutes on Instagram. That's fucking sickening.
No, you can't... You guys are looking at the values right here at the bottom.
Click it, and then it says how much daily average.
Yeah. Oh, daily average 2 hours and 28 minutes? I feel like I'm...
Comment down below, what is your screen time and what is your most used application? I actually want to know this.
For real.
Yeah,
YouTube's at the top
I
of mine.
feel sick.
But
yeah.
I think that's interesting, though.
And it's accountability, too. Now that it's out there, it's like,
Yeah.
damn.
I
Like,
just want to like turn off my phone.
Yeah.
Literally for like
I mean, are you
freaking
using
week.
it for business or pleasure? Like, I know...
Instagram, majority of it is probably for pleasure. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
I go live and I post my shit, but a lot of it's like seeing what other people are doing.
Yeah. I feel like YouTube is like business and pleasure because I get excited about like
Stocks. Yeah.
stocks.
Yeah.
Stonks. But I feel like Instagram is like, again, kind of like a half and half. Is I want to see what people are posting and then
100%.
look to see what the trends are.
Instagram's definitely my like consuming content app. And then I watch a lot of YouTubers too.
Yeah.
But not very often.
I feel like I probably watch an episode of TV a day, but on Netflix,
Yep.
and it's all transitioning. But
Speaking of turning off our phones, we went to the mountains this weekend.
ooh,
And I wanted to talk about this because Pearson said he was having a bad day that day.
I was.
And we turned it around.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you think going to the mountains and having our no phones and just fucking around, why did that shift your mind?
I think it had to do with sometimes, for those of you that struggle with anxious depression, follow me. I think a lot of times, like I have a lot of good coping mechanisms. Like nobody knows when I'm like depressed or anxious, and maybe you can see it if my hands get extra shaky or something like that, but I naturally have tremors. So really, there's like, it's hard to tell when I'm putting on a face or not.
You're always happy when I see you.
I always look happy, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
80% of the time, I'm actually in a deep depression.
That's so
We can laugh about
sad.
it.
We can laugh about it because it's funny because I've got it.
And I was doing just fine until Mark just brought it up.
No, but I think one of the best coping mechanisms that I've worked through and with like therapists and psychologists on, and just life in general, the best thing you can do is change your environment. Mm-hmm. If you are stuck in a rut, you have to get, I forget what they call it. It's a physiological response, I believe is what it is. But sometimes I'll go into my acting coach. This is a perfect example. What's up, Dennis Lavelle?
How you doing?
How you doing, bro?
I looked at your camera like he was over
Like
there.
he was gonna be looking in there too. But I go into him And we do this thing where I'll be like, all right, bro, I feel anxious. This is like, I have a studio test. There's going to be 14 executives, 4 producers, a director, the writers, everybody's in here and they're all waiting for me to fail. They say they're wanting you to win, but it's not true.
Yeah.
So I'm stressed as fuck, right? And I go in there, I'm like, all right, Dennis, I need to physically get some shit out. And so he'll literally we'll wrestle. He'll push me in the middle of a scene and push me off my game and move me around, but I have to physically change my response because you start thinking about yourself too much. That's why you get, anxiety is thinking about the future, depression is thinking about the past. That's usually how they go. And so the act of us getting out of the house and, I've been cooped up in my house outside of us going and getting food for what, 6 weeks now?
Right. Yeah.
Depressive days just come.
Just shifting the environment
Yeah.
and
Getting
it felt
out.
like in that moment too, you had no responsibilities.
No, not at all.
Phone wasn't working. We were just chilling, literally
Yeah.
nothing.
Absolutely. And it is the closer we got to the mountain, it was weird. The higher my depressive levels got, but as soon as we stopped and we got out of the car and we started walking, I just embraced it and it was awesome. And I think
Because I was farting in the car.
dude, it stunk.
Yeah. And he was just like, bro, roll the fucking windows down, dude.
Bro, what did you eat? Was that beef jerky?
Yeah, I remember that. Anyways, I have a question. What do you guys think about people on Instagram that have designer masks for COVID? Like Louis Vuitton.
So dumb. Oh my gosh.
What a great way to make money. Good for them for capitalizing on it, I guess. But
What does
feels
that say about
strange.
you that you have to make a mask
that's Louis Vuitton instead of a normal N45 mask.
Yeah.
N95, is that what it is?
I mean, I have one with cherry blossoms on it, but my friend sent it to me.
yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about it. Do your thing, but I'm just, I don't know.
No, tell us how you feel, Mark. You hate it.
I hate flexing, bro. I hate it
Yeah.
because I went through that stage where I thought I had to show everything off and just, dude, learn from me, guys. Spend your money on stonks or
Yeah.
invest in something that's going to make you money instead of wanting to show off to your friends that you have fucking Gucci, Louis Vuitton, blah, blah, blah. I did it. Where did that get me? No one thinks I'm cooler because I have a Gucci belt.
To my bros and chicas that are wearing Supreme head to toe. Stop, dude. What's wrong with you? Why you got to do that?
Coming from us, we look like fucking newspaper men right
Literally.
now. By the way,
But
we wore this because a lot of you guys have been saying we've been having very sophisticated talks, so this is our go-to right now.
Yes, chap. Tell me, what do you think about the weather these days?
Well, it's been a bit gloomy actually when we started the podcast. I'll roll the clip now. It's very great sunset.
Oh, but that sunset, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Indeed. Oh, look at this young
This is what
lady.
I deal with every day.
Say what?
Nothing.
Hello?
I have a question.
Yes.
Both you guys got monetized on YouTube finally. Congratulations. You guys can get
Air high five.
start getting paid. Pearson's been editing. Adelia's starting to edit. How much more do you guys respect me now?
Bro, I've always respected you. I've said it from the get-go. So knowing what it takes as a kid when I started editing.
Yeah.
I have hated it ever since. My roommate's an editor. I respect the hell out of him because he does it every day for shots.
Right.
And every time I see him come out from a 12-hour day, I'm just I'm so in the right part of the industry.
Right.
I cannot be an editor for the rest of my life.
How do you feel, Adelia?
I definitely feel your pain. I've never edited in my entire life. So even doing what I did yesterday, I was just okay, so I went through it, and then you obviously saw I had to cut even more, and I'm cut even more, so I went through it again, and I'm holy crap.
Yeah, Adelia, I had her do a rough cut, and then she showed me. She's like, "Okay, I'm done." And I looked at it, and I'm like, "Well, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?" And she
You were
was
delete, delete, delete.
"Yeah, she missed so many things."
They're well, you just repeated that 4 times.
Yeah,
Cut
Literally.
that moment. There's a gap of 5 minutes of saying nothing and filming. By the way, Adelia,
I was like, but
can we
I
just
thought it
talk
was cute.
We gave you the cameras in the car, and I know Mark addressed this in his vlog, and I'm addressing it in mine. But why did you film the floor for 5 minutes? I have 5 minutes of footage where you're filming nothing. Bro, why?
Bro,
It's just you and Jess talking, but it wasn't even like I was waiting for you guys to talk shit and I was just going to edit it in. And there was like 2 moments. We guys didn't even talk shit. I was just like, what's happening?
she, like,
I think
accidentally kept
there
it
was so
rolling?
many cameras
Yeah.
around me, and I literally had a film. I just forgot to stop them, and I just set them down.
You forgot to stonk them?
I forgot to stop them.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Adelia's learning for sure.
How long does it take you to edit one video, Mark?
It all depends. It could take anywhere from 5 hours to 8.
Yeah.
Like I vlog during the day and then I get on the computer and do the rough cut at night and then I wake up fucking 6 a.m. for stonks.
Don't.
I'm sitting there, I'm trading on my computer as I'm editing and just trimming. And then I do my intros day of. So like I'll do the intro in the morning, the actual day of, just like, structure it and stuff. I definitely I was thinking today of creative and innovative ways to switch up my vlogs, the pace, the style. And I have some cool ideas that I want to start incorporating.
Comment below the styles and things that you guys want to see.
Yeah. I wanted, it actually going to the mountains and filming that last vlog, even though it didn't perform as well, that was more satisfying to me than dicking around.
Yeah.
It was like way more fulfilling. I like telling stories, I think, way more than like this whole like choppy, quick, make people laugh.
Yeah.
It's
fun to make people laugh and entertain them, and that has its place, but it's also like satisfying for, I think, all of us just as like artists to actually tell a story.
Right.
And do something that's fulfilling to us. I think a lot of times we get caught up in trying to chase the number rather than trying to chase the quality of it.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's something too. A lot of people ask what, advice when getting into YouTube. It's a space where you definitely have to give up quality for quantity to an extent, because that's the game. That's the algorithm.
Yep.
And that's like, you can't post one video a month and make a living.
Yeah.
So, you
Even
have
one video a week is not, you can't make a living off of that.
No. So it's like, yeah, I mean, unless you're getting millions of views, but like a lot of YouTubers, look, I have 2 million subscribers. I never was getting millions of views.
Yeah.
And I was posting every fucking day, so.
So like, what advice would you give? Like, Adelia has already started, so you've given her lots of advice, but like, new YouTuber coming in, what would you say to do? Start
Slow. Don't overwhelm yourself. I'm putting Adelia on one vlog a week right now, just so she can get the hang of it. Once she starts to figure it out and understand it, then, she's going to start doing 2. And then maybe one day she'll do 3 if she can get some like editing help. But be consistent for 3 months. It's a strong mental thing. And be niche, utilize other people, I would say, like react to top YouTubers doing certain things so your shit gets recommended on their videos. Like,
it's like us doing the Charli D'Amelio dance on
right,
TikTok.
It's perfect example. On TikTok, we collabed with Charli D'Amelio without even knowing her. We did a duet to her. And you could do that same thing on YouTube, like, reacting to this YouTuber drama or this or whatever. I have to say this about that, whatever. Make a dope video, make that your clickbait, draw on those views. I think YouTube's very hard if you're like by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
think it's uninspiring too when you're just by yourself, and especially in a small town when your friends don't get it.
Yep, they don't. Yeah,
Ooh.
That's the biggest thing. A lot of people just don't get it.
So how do you respond to
believe in
people?
yourself?
But how?
See the vision. It takes 3 months of consistent posting.
Yeah,
and even for you guys, like you guys have like a little head start, but you're gonna have to post for 3 months until you start seeing some like, okay, cool, this is consistent.
Yep.
Because people want to show that you're committed, see that you're committed. They want to see that you actually want to do YouTube. You're not just trying it. Like if you're dedicated to it, they'll see that. Like, also people forget about you, dude. Like I stopped posting for a while. People fucking forgot about me.
Oh yeah.
Then I have lose followers every day on Instagram because I don't post skits. All my following on Instagram was grown by skits, and I don't post them anymore. So every time I post a picture, I get unfollows. Because people are like, why the fuck am I still following this guy? He doesn't post skits.
Why is he trying to post sexy photos of himself with his cheeks out?
And, it sucks that, but, people, you don't have to like me. You don't have to watch my shit. That's your choice.
Yeah. Watch him on TikTok, though. He's funny there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to my podcast. I feel like I'm getting wiser being around you. Like more opinionated, actually.
Yeah.
Like you actually asked me questions on the podcast, so thank you.
I got you, bro. I like your opinions, dude. I think you it's funny since we've all met, but specifically when you and I met, we talked about this a little bit, but we were trying to like figure each other out. And like it was like that courting of friendship and seeing if we liked each other or hated each other. And it turns out we were both like these alpha personality types. And like once we realized where we both stood with each other, it added so much value to each other's lives. And I think like you add a lot of value because you do have actually a very strong opinion, even though you say you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's still a very strong opinion. And I love that. Like, I think it's dope. So I'm very curious about like what your thought and perspective is on a lot of that shit.
On like what? Filming and editing?
Filming and editing, fucking stonks, fucking life.
I think
in
we
general.
really bonded over stonks.
Yeah.
We got to know each other because we would sit on the phone and talk.
Yeah.
And open up. I don't really know what the turning point was where we started to like, because I saw a comment from someone. They were like, when did you and Pearson get so close? It kind of just happened.
Yeah, it was just natural. There was nothing. We weren't trying to do anything. Like, like occasionally we'd all go for a hike and like vlog,
right,
like once a month, and I'd come and catch up with you guys just to like stay in touch.
Right.
That was pretty much it.
We're never like kicking it on the usual.
I don't know. What do you like about me, Mark?
You add a lot of value to my life. First off, you got me into the stonk market.
Yeah.
So you're putting money in my pocket. That's an important part of you.
It is. No, by the way, guys, like that's a joke, but that's a real thing. You have to add value to people's lives.
Right. Because you didn't have to share information with me.
No.
You could be like, oh yeah, I do stonks on them.
I do stonks.
I do stonks. I would have been like, okay, cool. But you were literally like, you should get into it.
Yeah.
Like you were like, hey, I want my friend to also
be
get
successful
in on what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's important. I think that's important in any friendship. It's like you want your friends to win as you're winning.
Yep. Absolutely.
And them winning is a win for you. Like it's not a competition. If you book a movie, which you did.
Yep.
Can't say what it was yet.
Dude, I'm so annoyed.
Your fucking article's not coming out.
Deadline, get on this.
That's good for me.
Yeah.
Pearson's in a movie. My best friend is in a fucking movie in theaters.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah, you can totally say
That's
that.
so crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's
Plus
good
more.
for me. If my song goes viral and I become a fucking rock star, that's great for Pearson.
Absolutely.
Like that's all. Like you winning is me winning. It's not
Yeah.
like damn. Like that's fucked up. Pearson got the role and I didn't.
Yeah. I've been out here just as long as he has.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even, I never think that way.
Yeah. It's such a...
It's so toxic for yourself.
Yeah. It's toxic for you because you compete then with the people that you care about. So did you ever care about them in the first place?
Right.
That's a weird thought. And I think we all do it to an extent, for sure. But I think you have to catch yourself as soon as... If somebody calls you out or if you catch yourself being competitive with your friend and not being happy for them, like that's a moment that we all have to like catch ourselves and remind ourselves of. You're looking at Adelia.
Why are you looking at me?
I talked to you about this week, didn't I?
What did you guys talk about?
I don't remember.
I want to hear
what
about
I said to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm talking about.
No, let's hear about it.
No.
It
it's
doesn't
fine.
need to be talked about, but it's funny that you say that.
You guys bring these things up and then you never talk about it. You do this all the time. There's always some inside conversation.
We can't have drama, bro. We don't talk shit.
We're not talking shit. I just want to know context. But I think we do have to catch ourselves all the time of like getting jealous of somebody else's win.
Yeah.
I think that's important for us to. Sometimes I'll tell my friends, I'll be like, damn, bro, I'm so jealous of that. And it literally squashes the air of jealousy. And then you can make a joke out of it and suddenly you're totally cool with it. But you have to address the elephant in the room.
You know what? I actually caught myself doing this. I'm very like, I need to start celebrating more with my friends that win. Yeah. And being happy, like match their energy level. Yeah. I actually did this the other day with you when you told me about your win in the stock market. Yeah. Remember, I hung up the phone. I'm like, damn, I didn't like really celebrate. So then I texted you. I was like, hey man, super happy for you. Like I was like, I felt terrible that I wasn't like super stoked. Right. But I was, but I just.
You didn't show it.
Yeah, I didn't show it.
I remember.
Yeah. You knew?
Yeah, I knew. I knew you were texting to make up for it as well, which I appreciated.
Okay, yeah.
Like, because that meant a lot because that means you put thought into it.
Right. I like hung up the phone and I was like getting in the shower and I was like, wait a second. I need to be way more happy for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's important. And I think that's cool. Like, it's cool that you're able to talk about it, you know? It's hard for people to do, though, especially to admit their faults. Mm-hmm. We all die on that hill somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's my biggest strength since reading this book.
Which one?
The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, okay.
And just being accountable and not being ashamed of it. You know?
Just owning.
I own everything.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anything that I, like, don't own. I also want to stop saying but. Yeah, but.
Yeah, but
Like I don't want like, hey, you should make vlogs. Yeah, but like I'm tired. Like
right.
I don't want
excuses.
Excuses.
Yeah.
I want to stop with that. I want to stop with negative shit. Like I don't want to talk shit about anyone else. I want like,
Oh, dude.
I'm gonna call people out, and I want you guys to call me out. Like if I start talking shit, just be like, yo, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Like, all right, you're right. Like don't waste your fucking energy on it.
Yeah.
Like we all talk shit about people for what reason?
Negativity is this, it's this thing. And I've actually realized hanging out with you more and you, just us as a crew and us constantly like challenging each other, right? Is that we are constantly being like, we're trying to come up with ideas, trying to come up with a solution. And I've always had this mindset, but I realize I have a large amount of friends that just call me and they just talk shit. And I just sit there and I listen to it and I go, yeah, yeah. Well, what do you think? Yeah. Tell them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yo, for real. Like, because I think there's a point at which somebody is venting, right? And that's healthy.
Yeah.
And then there's a point when they just want to talk shit. And the way that you know if they're venting or talking shit is if it's been going on for longer than a week and it's about the same stuff.
Yeah.
They're just talking shit.
Yeah.
End it. I hate that so much. Sorry, I got on a tangent, but like, bro,
No,
it kills me. I get so tired of it. I literally will tell my friends, I'll be like, sorry, I got to go.
Yeah.
I'll make up a reason. I'll be like, I gotta go. Usually I do have to go because I don't have time.
Yeah, I
but,
get
like,
it.
fucking
Yeah,
hate
sometimes it's venting for sure.
that.
Because if it relates directly to you,
Yeah.
but like if you're like, did you see what like that person did with that? Like
Gossip.
Yeah, gossip. There's the word.
Fuck that.
Makes for good TV.
Yeah, it does. It's specifically the Netflix show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great TV.
Oh, actually, I'll dude, I
Don't get all like
talk me.
Hi.
Ow now, brown cow. Ow now, brown cow.
Yellow, red leather, yellow leather,
Red
red
leather,
leather,
yellow
yellow
leather.
leather. A box of biscuits, a box of mixed biscuits, a box of biscuits, and a biscuit mixer. Say this. You ready? A box of biscuits.
A box of biscuits.
A box of biscuits.
A box of biscuits.
A box of mixed biscuits.
A box of mixed biscuits.
A box of biscuits and a biscuit mixer.
A box of biscuits and a biscuit mixer.
So what do we have? We have a box of biscuits, a box of mixed biscuits, a box of biscuits, and a biscuit mixer.
Oh my God, that's impressive.
That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Thank you.
What I was gonna say is I'm interviewing Francesca and Harry on probably my vlog channel, so stay tuned for that if you guys are a fan of the show. Too Hot to Handle. I just
Nice.
texted her, and I was like, "Hey, let me get on that interview."
Oh, what's up, fam?
She was like, "I bet." Adelia, what questions do you have for us? We're gonna turn the table over there, and Adelia
Interview.
How are you guys today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
70 out of 30. 70 out of 30 for sure.
I have to edit like crazy tonight.
Ooh, we got to edit.
You know how it be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How are you?
How are you? Yeah.
I'm good. I feel like I've had a slow day today.
She feels like
Why?
she's had a slow day.
I don't know. I feel like I've been super off.
Why?
I don't know. I just woke up and I'm tired, and then
Why?
I just felt I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. I haven't talked to like any of my friends.
Yeah.
You know, all day when you just
We're
like
not your
don't want to
friends.
reply to any of your texts or any of your DMs or anything like that. You're just literally
Why do you think that is?
Sometimes we talk about the same damn thing every time.
Aha. So what we just talked about.
Yeah. So I just like don't want to start a conversation or text them back because it's going to start a conversation and then I'm going to get tired of it and not text back. And then they're going to be like, what the heck? Where have you been?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
We've obviously all three gotten closer in friendship recently. Are your other friends mad that you're not giving them time, or are you giving them time? Because before we met, you had other friends, you know, but you know, right now you're committed to like obviously vlogging and your career. You're focused on that. Why do you think that is?
No one's come up, like no one's said anything to me about, hey, Adelia, like, where have you been? Why did you?
But do you want to hang out with them? Like, do you want to hit them up?
Yeah.
Because from the outside looking in, they're probably like, oh, there she is again. She's over at fucking Mark and Pearson's house.
Oh, I 100%. I think that they think that, obviously. But I think they know that because when in the very beginning when I started posting my videos, everybody kind of knew what was going on and like what happened with everything. So I think they knew to like kind of back off a little bit, but I've definitely texted or let the people that I want to know what's
you're
been
doing?
going on. Yeah, like so they know, like from the very beginning. I told them I was like, I'm gonna be a little
Do you
busy.
think your friend groups are going to shift?
Yes.
Good ways, bad ways? Do you think there's going to be drama?
There's already been a little bit of drama.
Tell us about it.
A little bit. No, I mean,
How do you handle that? Like, so people know for when they have success in their life, like how do they handle the setting aside people that aren't helping them?
well, there was one friend that wasn't doing the best.
Yeah.
And I thought that she was one of my best friends, but I don't know, she kind of made me feel hurt, and I didn't say anything until recently.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously,
Why did you say something?
Did Mark say something to say something?
No.
Oh, he did.
Give myself a pat on the back.
Yes.
And what happened? And what
I just
You
wanna
told
happened?
me to
acknowledge something
confront.
really
You told me
quick,
to
sorry.
confront this friend.
And we talked about this on the last podcast.
Accidentally just ripped off the bottom of my shoe.
We talked about this on the last podcast about confronting people.
About confront.
You did.
Confrontation.
And how did it go?
Actually, better than I thought.
There you go.
There we go. Confrontation's a good thing.
But I just, like long texts back and forth, like talking about it just makes me feel
why did
so
you text
uncomfortable.
It, though?
Just because it started that way.
I just call them. I go, hey, call me.
No,
Literally, if they send me
I
a long
literally
text, I
can't.
go, hey, call me.
I can't. I
FaceTime me.
can't.
Let's meet. Well, we can't. meet in
I'm
person,
working
but-
on the texting.
Well, you'll get
calling
there.
will
I
be
think that
next.
has to do with like confidence, I guess, maybe, or
Maybe.
I was actually wondering this too. Not to sound, this is just a thought I had. I don't know if this is fucking so far off center with the whole like how you're like able to be more snappy, I guess, with your sister, but you would probably never do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there's a feeling of superiority,
Oh, 100%.
that I'm superior to you and you're superior to your sister?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
But
Like,
I've never in my life ever like made myself superior. So why do you feel that way? Why is it that and this is something like I wanted to talk about, is like, I don't ever think that I'm better than people.
Right.
I feel like people just
Assume.
assume
Yeah.
because of the way I carry myself.
yeah.
Right.
Why is that? Why do we just feel like, oh, that person's superior? Because I was the same way, like
Uh-huh.
intimidation by people that I guess you look
Or
up
more
to.
successful
or
or-
more
Yeah, I think
successful.
it's just like me looking up to you makes you that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe my sister thinks the same thing about me that I think about you. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it intimidation? Is it a feeling of I'm less than?
A little bit. Like I'm still very intimidated by you sometimes, even though we're like very close. But yeah, I think yeah, intimidating.
How do you combat that and healthily like approach it every time when you're like, I'm still intimidated, but I know this is for my own good?
Yeah, that's how I see it. It's like I just want to. I don't understand the question.
Is there something about me that bothers you that like at the end of the day you're like, fuck, I can't, like, why, you know? You're allowed to say things, you know?
Nothing bothers me. No.
So
I
he's
don't-
a piece of shit. He's a piece
Or
of
something that I need to change or work on?
No, not that like really has brought to my attention. You know, obviously you're you and you're pushy and you're
shit. There we go.
confident though about it. You're a very just upfront human being, like so upfront. And I think I've become like I've taken some of that into my own life and been the same way to other people and other friends. But
Do you like that, or is it
I
a good quality, or what?
I think it is because I am such a shy person. Like I'm very shy. I'm very timid.
Oh, let's talk about that really quick. I think we had a comment like two posts ago or something where everybody's like, "Why doesn't Adelia talk?"
That's why I'm hammering her right now.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like,
on the podcast.
yeah, and it's not because we don't want her to talk. She's literally on here to talk.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. But address the fact that like you are shy and you're learning the art.
Also,
of
you have to,
charisma
like-
in front of the camera.
Yeah. And also, look, I'm the host.
Yeah.
You're the co-host.
Right.
She's color.
Right.
Like,
Literally, she's purple.
Yeah, she's purple. I bring the topics of discussion. I tell people I put all this shit on. Pearson's great, valued opinions. He's older. He's been through a lot of fucking life.
I'm just here to look cute, okay?
Adelia's, that's what she wants to do. But Adelia's here to chime in from time to time. That's just how, like, look at Jimmy
Other
Fallon.
co-host.
Jimmy Fallon hosts the show. He has the guest on.
Yeah.
And then fucking he has that co-host. Or Jimmy Kimmel has Guillermo.
Yeah,
You know, like,
exactly.
you don't really hear from Guillermo a lot, but he's there. So yeah, that's the structure of a show. Anyways.
What was the question?
It's just like, how do you address being shy, and how do you confront those battles in yourself of, oh, I want to make content, but also I'm shy as a person?
I think just having Mark, like, you just push me.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never had anybody in my life like that, honestly. Like, you've literally pushed me so much, and it's crazy to think. I don't know. It like opens me up to other things. Yeah.
So
Also,
me being in your life is a beneficial one. Not only like that I'm helping you, like, I guess
YouTube wise, like,
YouTube, but like mentally.
Yeah, like, definitely for sure.
No, and I think that it's a cyclone, because Pearson is the person in my life that really pushes me. So, you know, his energy rubs off on me, and that's the beauty of our friendship, is like he can challenge me and I can challenge him, and then I can challenge Adelia. Because when I first met Adelia and told her about the YouTube stuff, she didn't believe in herself at all. But now she sees it. She's gotten a taste of it, and she's like, wow, this can become a reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything in life is mental.
Yep.
It is believing in yourself. It is taking that initiative and not worrying about, you're going to lose a lot of people along the way to chasing what you want, because they're so scared to chase that. They want to chase it so bad. You've lost friends because you became an actor and fucking were on Bold and the Beautiful and all this stuff, and they weren't.
I only keep in touch with maybe 1 or 2 friends back home from what I grew up with, and that was from a group of like 20.
And what bothers me, and why do people say this? Because people said this from my high school. Don't forget about me when you're famous. Why do they say that?
Ooh.
It's a very common thing. And people are already saying that to her. She's got 50,000 subscribers, and she got friends saying, don't forget about me when you're famous.
All right, Adelia, let's hear. You're the closest to it right now. Let's hear it. I'm far removed, so I got an opinion, but like,
I mean, I think it's number one, jealousy.
Yeah.
They don't have what I have, but they want it. Yeah, I don't know. They see me growing and like doing different things now, and they can't do that.
Yeah.
So I think that's why. And it's like so sad though, because it's crazy how they already think that about me, and it's like that's not even it at all.
Right.
Just literally don't have time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make time, but I don't.
That's just what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens with success. I mean, you look at somebody like Elon Musk, who literally spends 18 hours a day working. The guy's an animal. But when you put your entire life towards a goal or a dream, you have to commit to that. Otherwise, you're only going to half-ass it. And that's such a waste of your time and their time and everybody around you. And I think, to your question, why do people say, don't forget about me when you're, what is it? Famous, right? They know that you're on a trajectory. If you're serious, if you're committed, if you have put your life towards this dream or this goal, and they know that there is a shift coming, and that eventually there is a friend breakup that is coming with that. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to like address in general, is we're no longer going to have what we used to have. We're no longer going to hang out every day. We're no longer going to be able to like chit chat and drink beer. We have to, like, this is going to change, and we're going to see each other for Christmas once a year, and that's it.
So they already know. It's like they can already predict.
But why don't they choose to be like, hey, I want to be on that path with you?
I had one friend who tried that, and it failed miserably.
Wait, tell me about that.
He was one of my best friends growing up. I'm sorry that I'm throwing you under the bus here, bro, but he and I made movies our entire lives, and he moved out to LA, and things just shifted. We weren't on the same page by the time he'd moved out. I moved out maybe 3 or 4 years earlier than he did, and he finally made it out. And I had changed and grown so much as an actor and an artist and a person. And a lot of my views had shifted from when I used to live in Moses Lake. By the time he moved out and was living with me, he didn't like the new Pearson that he was seeing, right? New person, Pearson. Gotcha. And it was hard for him to adjust, but also he had evolved in ways that I really didn't like as well. And so we came at each other thinking we were going to be best friends again. And suddenly it was this very combative nature of two people trying to push opinions down each other's throats.
A lot of people say LA changes people, right?
Yeah.
And I totally agree with that.
Yep.
I think that that's good.
Agreed.
Because why the fuck would you want to stay the same your whole life?
Right.
100%.
Like, and I think when I moved out here, and a lot of people want to know what it's like to move to LA, and they have this perception that LA changes people. And it does change people, but you get mad at the people for changing because you're staying the same.
Yep.
And they're not believing the same shit that you're believing and whatnot. Yeah, it could change people for the worse. They fall down the wrong path out here. They, start clubbing, doing drugs and all that shit.
What's the
guaranteed.
biggest change in your life that people have clapped you for?
Probably my priorities not being in line,
Mm-hmm.
like not starting a family and like just my lifestyle, the way I live. But like, it's my life. Sorry that you don't do that.
Have you wanted to start a family though, or?
Yeah, at some point for sure, just not now. I think the way that I live my life and want to continue living my life, I can't support having a kid right now.
Right.
I'm sure I could, turn my vlog into a family channel and make a killing. Exploit my young son for views.
Hey,
Oh
what's up,
my
man?
gosh.
But yeah, it's just not something. I'm not mature enough to be a dad right now.
Yeah, I'm way too selfish right now to be.
Yeah,
a dad.
100%. That's the word. I'm selfish. I like my time.
Yeah.
Especially living alone for the first time. Like, I really feel like this year it was like I lived my life.
Yeah.
It was.
Became you.
Yeah, I woke up and I made the decisions I wanted to make.
Mm-hmm. You never felt guilty by a roommate, even
Yeah.
though there was like this weird tension between roommates, and you're like, wait, why do I feel guilty
Yeah.
about sleeping an extra 30 minutes today?
100%. So yeah, I feel like that this was the first year of my life.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
I want to live a few more years of my life first.
Yep.
Because it's fun.
It is fun. Adelia, what about you? What's something that like people have said you've changed in a bad way for, or a good way? I think bad is more interesting. Let's go there.
Like losing touch. Like
Losing touch with.
just speaking to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
keeping up with everyone's lives.
Mm-hmm.
I like right when I moved out here, I still text one of my best friends all the time, being like, I miss you, can't wait for you guys to visit, like blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, it just kept going down, and I just never.
It's because it's never going to
stopped.
happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But those aren't real homies. Like I could talk
Mhm.
to my homie Alex and Charlie. I've talked to him a few times in quarantine. Haven't talked to him for fucking 6 months before that.
Mhm.
And we pick up right where we left off.
Yeah.
Those are my day one boys. They're happy for me. They support me. They fucking crack jokes the same way they used to. Like I'm
Yeah.
the same dude to them.
Yeah.
They don't look at me any different. Like he'll still talk shit to me and
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
his, and those are my boys.
Yeah.
Those are true friends. And going back to what we talked about earlier, doing nice things. Like I flew him out for his birthday to Vegas and took him through the full experience and just like, and I said this to you the other day. I was like, my buddy Alex, I was like, if I'm able to like crush it and get really fucking ahead in life with like monetarily, I'm flying his ass out here and he's going to live with me.
That's great.
Cause he does what he loves to do. He like cuts trees and shit, but like he's so fucking funny. He would be the best.
Just the best personality to have around of all time.
So instead of getting married and having kids, I'm fucking flying Alex out here.
Honestly, I would way rather do that.
Yeah.
That's my ideal like retirement plan is like, I don't know if I ever see myself getting married or having kids like ever.
It's always a deal breaker when Pearson gets in a relationship. We're like too close with a girl. He's like, look, before we get any further, I have to let you know something.
Yo, I say this on the first date.
There is no chance we will get married and
Yep.
there's no chance we have kids. So I'm just letting you know.
Yep. I literally say that
Yeah.
on the first date.
What if have you ever been?
In love?
Yeah, like has anybody just like really swept you off your feet where you second guess yourself at times about that?
I never second guessed my position on it, but I did think about the option of giving them what they wanted for the sake of making them happy. But it was never about me.
Yeah.
That's still selfish.
Completely. Think about this. Every thought that we have is completely narcissistic and selfish.
Yeah.
Even the thoughts of, I'm going to do this for that person out of the wholeness of my heart.
But it's benefiting you.
It's benefiting you. You feel
'Cause you're
good about it,
doing
don't
good,
you?
yeah.
Honestly, I disagree though to some extent. Like I edit Adelia's vlogs, and you could say it. I know the long term, but like also I've lived life without Adelia. I don't need Adelia's vlogs in my life.
Right.
You know, like I'm doing it actually like out of the kindness of my heart still.
You are, but it adds value. Like if Adelia didn't add any value to your life at all and she just drug you down, you wouldn't do it. Would you?
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but like, why do I continue to do it?
Because she adds value. We all add value, and that's the point.
Do you want?
No, I'm asking the question. Like, why do I continue to like want to help Adelia?
Because you love me.
Yeah. But
Am I a good person?
Why do you like
You're-
somebody?
yeah,
Why do you
you're-
like anybody?
Yeah.
Why do you have friends? Think about each,
Because like, think about
friend
well, here.
that you have.
Here's my perspective. Like, I fucking hate editing my own vlogs.
Right.
And editing is like, and this goes back to like I could say like, yeah, I don't fucking edit. That's beneath me. Like, why the fuck am I gonna edit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fucking rock star. Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
yeah.
I'm a YouTuber. I need an editor. But like, I still do it. I just don't get it. I don't know why.
You do
'Cause
it
you're a
because
good
you're better than
person.
everybody else that can do it. And if you
Yeah.
were to pay somebody at your level of editing,
Facts.
it would cost you infinitely more than it would than you make off of the video in the first place.
Right. Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking good. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
The man's a beast. It's hard to keep up.
That is why I edit my own vlogs, because it's like, and probably yours too, because I want them to be good and I don't want them to be fucking trash.
Yeah.
And you've never edited before, so if you edited a whole vlog by yourself, it would be
Trash.
trash.
Yeah.
But but watching you edit and then me starting to do it, I get so hyped up about it. Like yesterday, I didn't want to leave at
Bro, she had the headphones
midnight.
on. She was sitting there just laughing her ass off.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't want to leave. I wanted to keep going because it's like I
You
just
get in the zone.
I got home. I'm like, oh my god, I
Do
can't
that
wait to be.
700 times and tell me if you still like it.
Well,
Yeah.
I will.
For real.
But I just can't wait. I just got home and I was like, damn, I can't wait to be just as good as him.
That's
like,
good though,
I'm
because
gonna
that spark like a new hobby
freaking
basically.
kill my edits.
Then you could start to edit mine.
Yeah.
I still want to go back to that question though.
What was the question again?
Do you have anybody in your life that is a completely unselfish relationship?
I mean, I would say that you add value to me and I add value to you. It's
Mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not selfish.
I maybe selfish is the wrong word, but there's got to be another word that I'm looking for here. But selfish is the word that I understand it by. I think people use the word selfish in the wrong way because we
I mean, all right, yeah, I got a selfish relationship. My fucking mom and dad.
Yeah.
They don't need anything from me. They've never asked for anything. I've never asked anything for them.
But they had you.
Yeah, but why is it selfish? Their relationship with me. What are they getting out of being my mom and dad?
Being your mom and dad, they wanted you. That was their goal.
In the beginning,
You're a
but now
goal.
I'm gone. I left the nest.
But they still call you every day.
Yeah,
They want you to call them back.
true.
Yeah.
You know what? Now I'm not gonna call you back because mom and dad, you're just using me to make yourselves feel better.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You heard it here first.
Because there's a hole in your heart and you miss me, and then when I call you, you don't miss me anymore. So
Yeah.
that is selfish, mom and dad.
You're goddamn right. Don't you ever call them again. No, but here's the point that I'm really getting at. And this is a long trail to get here, but I think at the end of the day, selfishness is good.
I thought you were gonna say Carol Baskin killed her husband.
Carol Baskin killed her fucking husband, buried him in a sewer. I'm telling you right now, there's
I
a septic tank
still
down
have
in
to
her
watch that
fucking
show.
yard. She killed him. Okay, so selfishness is good. And I had this discussion with a mentor of mine, and he was the one who called me out on this. And he was like, look at us. He's like, and he was like 75 years old. He's a producer. He wrote like Fangoria magazine, Starlog. If you guys are fans of these old magazines, they were his. And he's like, look at us. We're two very different age ranges, but like we have a great time together. He's like, why do you think that is? I was like, well, I think you're a great person. You're a good mentor. We add a lot of value to each other's lives. Like at parties, like people think we're the strangest, like odd couple, and we like have a lot of fun. He's like, right, but it's selfish. I was like, yeah. Well, no, it's not. Like I just love you. Like you're like a father figure to me. He's like, no. He's like, it's selfish. I was like, yeah. No, it's not. What do you mean? He's like, selfish is actually good. We bastardize the word a lot. Because at the end of the day, everything we do is selfish, and we need selfishness. This is a very strange thing. We need selfishness to survive as a species.
Oh, well, yeah, you got to care about yourself.
Exactly.
Got to feed yourself.
What's the first thing they tell you to do when a plane crashes?
Open the door for the other people.
No.
Yeah, if you're in the emergency
grab
exit
your
row.
mask for your
Grab your mask for yourself.
Yeah.
Masks come down.
No, they say if you're
In the
willing and
emergency-
able to assist. And I'm like, if this shit goes down, there's no fucking chance I'm letting everybody get off and then I'm hopping off. I am the first one out this fucking door. I am not willing and able to assist. I just want the extra right leg room.
God damn it.
And then they sue you after if you all survive.
Yeah,
You
for
fucking
real.
got out first.
This piece of shit. He
Well,
went out
what the
first.
fuck
So
was
what
I
he
supposed
said?
to do?
God damn it. But no, they tell you to put on your face mask first. Because you cannot help anybody if you haven't helped yourself. If Mark Dohner is not successful as a vlogger, what value does he bring to Adelia Clark as a vlogger? Nothing. I cannot bring value to the acting industry as nobody. I must care about
Which,
myself
by the way,
first.
if you guys saw his acting in the last vlog, everybody loved it.
Oh, thanks, bro.
No, yeah. And
Random
girls got to
tangent.
stop getting mad at me for being selfish in bed because we have to all be selfish.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody's going to take this whole interview out of complete context and be like, Pearson's a selfish prick. What a narcissist.
No, it's still weird to see Pearson when he's always been Thomas Forrester to me, you know? Tell Pearson F you for leaving. The new Thomas is a psycho. That's what someone commented.
Yeah,
Who's Thomas Forrester?
Thomas Forrester is one of the legacy characters on Bold and Beautiful. So there was I was the third iteration of him. There was the young kid that was born. He had 4 lines of dialogue the entire time. He was 12 or something like that over, 300 episodes. And then there was the next Thomas Forrester. I forget his name. And then we're talking about Bold and Beautiful. Did I say that already?
Yeah.
Can't remember. And then we have Adam Gregory, who was the Thomas Forrester before me. Turns out the first week I moved to LA, I move in with a roommate, Matt Castleman. What's up, bro? And he and I connected. We got super close, and his best friend that he went to school with became Thomas Forrester. His name was Adam Gregory. I met him the first week I was out here, and we all became friends. We didn't stay super close or anything like that. Matt ended up getting married, he was married, and he moved back to Ohio. But I stayed out here. What's up, Ohio? How you doing, fam? I stayed out here, and I ended up going out for the role of Thomas Forrester 4 years later. Booked the role, texted Adam, and was like, bro, I don't know how to tell you this, but I guess I'm you now. And he was like, dude, I'm so happy for you. Congrats. I moved on from that role because I was ready to move on with different career choices in my life. But that is literally the perfect role for you. The guy that took it over after me, we tried to do kind of a similar thing, but I didn't really know him that well. And so we just kind of did a social media pass off. And Adam was super dope. He was like, everybody go support Pearson on his journey of becoming Thomas Forrester. I love the guy. Fucking props to him, man. But the new guy has a very different energy than I do. I don't know what to say. That's also part of the writing of the show.
Right.
That's just how it goes when you take over a character.
Well, I feel like that's a good place to end. Thank you all for tuning in to episode 70. Last one was 69, right?
69. That was my favorite episode.
Yeah, it was real fun. Or maybe it was
Carol
70.
Baskin killed her
I don't
husband.
know. And we will see you guys next week on a one-man show.
Kim Jong-un is dead.
Goodbye.
Tell me, do you think about me?